And you know what time it is? It's time for ContyChat. It's been great, all because of you. Another brand new episode right here, and today is all about Malaysian harmony, something that we keep close to our hearts. By the way, I'm Brendan Nepal, but before we actually talk to our guest right here in the studio, do give us a follow at ContyChat on Instagram, and you are certainly most welcome to check out our previous episode as well on RTM Click. Have you actually downloaded the application just as yet? If you have not, please do so, okay? But if you're into podcasts as well, it's at podcast.rtm.gov.my. Now, today's show, Malaysian Harmony. July 9th, 1963 was a historic moment for Malaysia that symbolized the aspirations of the people of different regions to come together as a single nation. Sabah and Sarawak are definitely unique due to their rich cultural diversity, not just their food, okay? Distinct indigenous community and breathtaking natural landscapes as well. So let's explore more about Sabah and Sarawak, about their uniqueness with our special guest today in the studio. And we are also excited to have a professional sape player. I will definitely call him that. It's Anderson Kalang. Hello, sir. Welcome to our show.
Hey, good morning, Brandon.
And also an engineer, because you always have to trust an engineer. Zul Aznafi, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are both of you? Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're
Happy
good.
Malaysia Day.
We're very excited. Happy Malaysia Day.
Yes,
Malaysia Day.
exactly. So you know what? Malaysia Day definitely holds a significant. It's very important for the people of Sabah and Sarawak. How is it celebrated in Sabah and also Sarawak? Let's go with Sabah.
Okay, sure. So in Sabah, I would say it's like a toned down version of
A toned down version
of the Malaysian Independence Day.
Okay.
It's a little bit like that, and yeah, the public, general public will celebrate the Malaysian Day in Sabah. It's like, we will have like hanging of flags here and there, and then maybe but it will be more, it will be more, I would say, it's in like schools, it's more.
It's more fun.
Yeah, it's more fun in school, and because they have like a lot of activities. Not even school, even actually like institution. Yeah.
But your state, everybody comes together every single time. You know, it doesn't have to be Hari Merdeka or Malaysia Day. Everybody just unite every single day, especially at the coffee shops.
Yes, exactly. In Sabah, I can attest to that, and yeah, everyone is very diverse, but we keep that harmonious environment around us, because I would say we feel like very comfortable with each other,
Right.
even though we have different backgrounds, and yeah, we celebrate it like fireworks, stuff like that, and yeah.
And food.
And
You
food,
can't put that aside.
Yes.
You know, it was mentioned as well by Sarawak's premier that we here should actually emulate all the cultural diversity and the uniqueness and togetherness, especially in Sabah and also Sarawak, right? So what about you, Anderson? How is it celebrated there, and what does it mean to you?
For the Sarawakians, it is a day that we very much look forward to. With all the different districts that we have in Sarawak, I can say almost every district will
Right.
be having their own parade, their own celebration. Like recently, because I come from Miri, my hometown is Miri, so they have just had their parades. Same goes with Cebu side, Bintulu side, and of course the capital of Sarawak is Kuching. So that's where the grandest celebration is normally held every year.
Yeah.
Not just on the district,
Right.
the villages, people will always come together and have parties, gatherings,
Yeah.
makan-makan, being Malaysians, right?
Of course.
We love our food.
Yeah.
Music, that is one very much celebrated area of Sarawak. So we have like the sape and all those different instruments. So we will all come together, bring all these instruments together, and we'll have our dances, our songs, our poems celebrated. It's a time where family and friends come together and have their barbecues.
Yeah, exactly.
Sarawakians, we love our barbecues.
All the panggangness. if that's even a word. But of course, this time around, I have to say that I'm a little bit jealous and also upset because I couldn't take part or actually attend the Malaysia Day celebration at the Stadium Perpaduan in Sarawak, right?
Yeah.
So what do you make of that? You know, celebrating in Sarawak Malaysia Day this time around, this year 2023, when it was mentioned that it was going to be held at Stadium Perpaduan. How did you feel?
Well, I think I feel the same way like how you feel because I live in KL now.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
in Sarawak, but from the footages, from the postings, friends' postings, all their social medias, everyone is just so excited
Yeah.
about the gathering, about the celebration. So I just wish that I'm in Sarawak
Now you're
today.
here.
Today.
What about you, Zul? You know, if given the opportunity to have Malaysia Day celebration, hopefully, probably next year in
Yeah.
Sabah.
Yeah, I will very much very happy if I can celebrate it back in my hometown, because there is where my family is at. So it will be much much more celebrated. I feel like feeling like at home with all the foods and singing. We always have like karaoke session after
Yeah.
after the barbecue and the food such. And yeah, it will be very nice, and yeah, hopefully
You
maybe
know,
next year.
every single time when we mention about Sabah and Sarawak, people would say Mount Kinabalu. Okay, let's go there. And then in Sarawak, oh, you need to check out the food and all those kind of stuff. But it's actually more than that.
Yeah.
We've been trying to emphasize here on the togetherness, the uniqueness, where everybody would just come together. Disregard race and religion, because that always happened in Sabah and Sarawak as well, right?
Yep.
So Zul, maybe you could actually shed some light into this and tell us why that we actually need to just head on over to Sabah.
Oh yeah, in Sabah, I would say it's a very nice place to live. Yeah, because it's not too crowded compared to here in KL, for example. Not so jam, but
Open the door, Jen.
yeah, exactly. And also, yeah, it's a good place to live, especially because it's more like nature. Yeah, and then the people there, I would say, is very nice. They're very welcoming, and the food is also nice. You can eat a lot of seafood at a cheaper price compared to here.
Definitely.
So there's a plus there, and yeah, but one thing about Sabah is maybe it's a little bit hard for you to find like cheap homes for you to stay lah. So that's the only maybe the downside or hard thing that you need to cope with. But other than that, it's like a perfect place to live and perfect place to retire someday.
Never mind about the expensive places in Sabah, because when we
that's
go
great.
there, we're gonna go with our family and friends. We're gonna get them to tong some money and share
No.
and stay in a place.
Then sure, why not?
You're right. Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you? Yeah.
All the while, I saw that how Sabah and Sarawak has always been portrayed as a nature, giving us of the touristy spots of nature, like our mountains, our caves, whatnot. But that is not the only thing that one should be looking forward to anytime they come to Sarawak,
Right.
especially because we should also celebrate the technology that we have in Sarawak. As in a couple of years back, I got to know that we were among the first to introduce the online parking apps,
Right.
and we also have our own what they call that, like our own e-wallet system. So I applaud the Sarawak government in introducing all this technology for the people. So for foreigners who have not experienced Sarawak, you will not only experience the nature, the culture, the music, but you will also experience the technology that we have, the development that we have in Sarawak. So it's a bit of this and that, the good stuff of modern and traditional elements all come together.
Right.
Yeah, so
Awesomeness.
I love that.
You just gave out reasons why we should go to Sarawak for honeymoon.
Oh yes, definitely,
I'm just kidding.
definitely.
But you know what? Talking about Sarawak and also Sabah, right? We need to talk about all the different ethnic groups that mix Sabah and also Sarawak. Every single time we learn this in school, where, of course, in Sarawak you will have the Iban, the Kadazan. Kadazan is in Sabah,
Yeah.
right? And then you have the Melanaus and all those kind of stuff. But Zul, maybe you can talk to us more about the different ethnic groups in Sabah.
Yeah, sure. In Sabah, there's like without a doubt, there's a lot of ethnic group in Sabah. For example, maybe the majority one is the Kadazan Dusun.
Mm-hmm.
You have also Bajau and Muruk. These three is probably the most majority in Sabah. But we also have a lot of like other subgroups or sub-ethnic.
Right.
Maybe it's, like Tidung, Sungai, well, Bugis also majority part of it, and also Chinese also a lot in Sabah. Indian not to forget, and yeah, so many to list down.
How do you actually differentiate these different ethnic groups? Are they different in the sense of the things that they do, the things that they eat, or yeah?
Yeah, a little bit on both that you just mentioned just now. But if I would say like for me it's more like an instinct, you know, because
Instinct, I know this guy.
Probably because I've lived there for quite some time, so
Right.
I can I would say most people can also like see that okay, he's like Kadazan, he's
The
Chinese.
dialect, right?
Yeah, also the dialect, the slang of how they pronounce their words, and yeah, it's
more than
interesting.
just Sabah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the bar words is used throughout Sabah.
Okay.
Maybe Sarawak too, right?
Yeah, I tend to have that argument with my Sabahan relatives, right?
Okay.
My Sabahan friends or relatives will say that the ba word comes from Sabah, but the Sarawakians will also
Also
claim that
using
no, the ba is
What
also
the-
Sarawakian, you know.
That's what I heard also. So yeah.
So,
Right,
but
right.
that's the fun part that we always the fun arguments that we tend to have between Sabah and Sarawak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody
Ba.
want to claim who owns ba.
You know what? I'm going to stop to this. Ba is Malaysian.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Okay. What about you, Anderson?
Yeah.
You know, the different ethnic groups in Sarawak.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Living here in Peninsula, you know, when I first moved here, people will ask me, like especially during back then in the taxi. So there was this taxi Chinese taxi driver asked me where I'm from. I said I'm Sarawak, and he will say, "Oh, you're a Kadazan." I said, "Oh no, I'm Kelabit." "Oh no, you're Iban." All right.
He can tell you where you're from.
Yeah. So then I asked around, and then I think it's safe for me to say that there are about 20 to 40 over races back in Sarawak alone, and there are also 20 to 40 over sub-ethnics in Sabah. And how we segregate or position these races is just by three groups in Sarawak.
Okay.
So you will have the Sea Dayak, the Sea Dayak group, the Land Dayak group, and also the Orang Ulu group, the upriver people. So like my tribe, the Kelabits, we are from the Orang Ulu group. So easier to think that you group the ethnics geographically. Like so for the races that lives by the water, by the sea, by the river, so this would be the Sea Dayak group. And then those who are more on the land side, so these are the Land Dayak.
Okay.
And then the mountainside people would be the Orang Ulu lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But you know what? We have to go for a quick break. But this is not just a normal, ordinary break because it's extraordinary right here on ContyChat. We've got Anderson who will be playing the sape for us to give you music to your ears. Come music right here on ContyChat. Anderson, take it away. There you have it, Anderson with his sape music awesomeness. Anderson, no, we need to go for a class because I want to play the sape, but I can't press whatever guitars or whatever sape. I don't know what do you call it, notes, chords.
Notes, yeah.
Yeah, there was one time where I learned, tried to learn guitar from my brother, and he told me, please leave the room. But anyway, welcome down to ContyChat. This is all about Malaysian harmony right here, and we've got Anderson Kalang, who is a professional sape musician, and we've also got Zul Aznafi, who is a process engineer. So what do you think about Anderson's sape music?
Yeah, it's really good. I'm really surprised and
Surprise! He's a
Yeah.
professional.
I mean because like how he moves his hand to produce all these sounds that feel so harmonious and really nice to
You
hear.
can join me for the class after this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure, yeah,
Thank you.
I would love to.
But okay, you know what? Sabah and Sarawak play, in maintaining Malaysia's cultural diversity and promoting unity among its states. Of course, that's what they try to do, and they're doing it well. But of course, let's talk about Sarawak. So, what do you think their roles are, and how do you think this would actually come true?
In what sense, sorry?
In sense of cultural diversity and promoting its status.
What the well, in terms of the Sarawak government, they have always been supporting and helping those people who are in the art industry, creating platforms
Awesome.
for us to display our art, to perform our music, to feature our dancers. And also there are festivals annually that feature our food, like for the Kelabit community. I can only speak for the Kelabits lah,
Right.
but of course the other races, they also have their annual cultural events that the government supports. Where like the Kelabit, we will have our barrio food, the Kelabit Barrio Food Festival that held every year. In terms of music, we also have our Rainforest World Music Festival that is held even also in July. We
Yeah.
also have the Borneo Jazz Festival that is also organized in July. So I think centralizing all these events in 1 month helps to keep the tourists, the foreigners in the state, and to experience Sarawak within that period, so that they don't have to keep on flying in one month after another.
Yeah.
So it's very very positive lah, I would say. Yeah.
Zul,
Yes.
Anderson just spoke about barrio. Have you tried the barrio rice?
Not really.
You should.
No.
Anderson's got it in his pocket.
Maybe after.
Let me check.
the barrio rice. Okay, what about you, Zul? In terms of Sabah promoting its state, to the people out there in Malaysia.
Yeah, I would say in Sabah, one of the most popular celebration will be the Keamatan, the Harvest Festival.
Yeah.
So during that time, the community KDCA will always like promote this very largely throughout Malaysia. Even so, yeah, they promote in terms of like how they gonna run the celebration. There's gonna be like unduk ngadau competition, some kind like a Miss World.
Miss World.
Something like that, but it's for the Harvest Festival.
Right, they do that in Sarawak as well, right?
Yes, over Gawai.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Gawai
Only
celebration,
yeah.
yeah.
It's almost the same, I would say. So we have that. So that's, I would say, one of the way that Sabah promotes the people there throughout Malaysia. And yeah.
Well, we cannot take tourism out of the picture, right? When
Yeah.
it comes to Mount Kinabalu, everybody wants to go up there.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not fit enough to even climb up the stairs right here at RTM. But of course, we'll talk about that very much later. So, could you actually share with us experience or story that illustrates the importance of harmony in Malaysia?
Coming from Miri, what I appreciate is it is very normal for different ethnics. If people from different background, race and religion to sit in a coffee shop
Yeah.
and even sit in the same coffee shop, sitting on the same table, you eating your food and I eating my food, without judging each other's preference.
Correct.
Also in Miri, we have this very normal scenario whereby a mosque and a church is just
Side by side.
just side by side, where like when it's Friday, where our Muslim brothers are to pray, the church will open their gate for the Muslims to go and park their car.
Beautiful.
And on Sundays, when the Christians come over to pray, the mosque will open their gate for the Christians to park their car. So it's a cross culture and religious understanding,
Right.
that I respect your belief and I respect my belief and I promote your belief. And also for myself, my family, we have intermarriages as well. So my Muslim cousins will come and eat and drinks with us. Of course, they don't drink what we drink, but we always celebrate this diversity with one another.
Fantastic. What about over in Sabah? Is it the same? I
Yeah.
think it is 100%.
Yeah, it is the same. I mean, like what Anderson just mentioned, like there was one school in my place, Lahadatu, for example. It is like just beside the church. We just call like a Sendominic school. So this Sendominic school, even though it's just beside the church, they also like taught. We also like having Islamic teaching there. So we are very, very cross cultural throughout Sabah. It's pretty normal to see like intermarriages, just like Anderson mentioned. Yeah.
That is the beauty of it all, right? We want to see it happening here in the peninsula as well. Hopefully one day, probably, because this unites us all, and that is actually what unity is all about.
Very much.
Moving on to the next question. It's a little bit difficult, but nothing political in that sense. So, Prime Minister aspires to see Sabah and Sarawak as equal partners to Malaysia. So, how do you see the progress of Sabah and Sarawak in recent years? So, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, I would say like in terms of like development in Sabah, there's been quite visible recently. For example, the Pan Borneo.
The Pan Borneo Highway.
Yeah, the Pan Borneo Highway connecting for almost all the main cities in Sabah and also to Sarawak. And yeah, that one they've been speeding up the process of completing it, and like some of the development in rural areas. Not forget to mention the communication, the telecommunication line have been improving. Maybe because there was a viral case in Sabah during COVID.
The small little girl went up the tree.
Yes, exactly. Maybe because of that one case. Also, like they've been like wrapping up all the telecommunication, the roads. It's been quite visible recently. And yeah, I applaud the Sabah government for all the effort lah.
Nice, awesomeness. What about in Sarawak?
Over the span of these few years, not just the current government, but even the previous government, I see that there's a lot of events being organized, pushing them towards Sarawak side to be organized, like the recent Citra Warna Keluarga Malaysia, which I was part of the song. With the current government as well, a lot of events, festivities are celebrated in Sarawak alone. And also recently, I really thank our Agong and the family for visiting Sabah and Sarawak. Just I think they have just ended their trip, their Jelajah Borneo. So from there you can see that the government, not just the government but also our ruler, is having that concern, having that care for our Borneoan partners.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful, and I'm looking forward for more collaborations with our partners here in Peninsula.
When I go to Sarawak, right, the first thing, as soon as I touch down, follow me and 3-layer tea. I must go.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
But anyways, you know what? Thank you so much, Anderson Kalang, for being here, professional Sapi musician, for gracing us with your tunes, and also we've got Zul Asnafi, a process engineer. Thank you so much for also coming down to the studio to talk to us and unfold all the nice, lovely stories about Sabah and also Sarawak. But of course, we are done for today. We could talk about this for hours, but unfortunately we don't have much time. Remember, if you want to check out our previous episodes or this particular episode, if you joined us a little bit too late, the place you need to go is RTM Click, download the application and watch our previous episodes as well. Till then, I'm Brendan Lepal. Selamat Hari Malaysia. Have a good day and take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.